Well, guess what? I'm pissed. Can you believe it? Can you picture that? Weird, I know, right? Hey guys, it's One Track Mind, and welcome to a brand new video. So it's time to talk about Elden Ring again. Elden Ring Nightrain, change it, is apparently on the way in 2025. Now, if you watched my video on the announcement of the Elden Ring DLC, you know that I did not feel we needed more Elden Ring. Although, I'm here hat in hand to say that since I've uploaded that video, I've changed my opinion and I no longer think that Elden Ring is the worst Souls title. I like Dark Souls 2 more than I do Dark Souls 3 personally, but I'm prepared to eat crow, so to speak, and admit that personal preference aside, it's gotta be the worst game. But here's the thing about Dark Souls 2, okay? I can't stand the common complaints about this game. There's too many enemies at once. You get ambushed. It's overtuned. It's malicious in its difficulty. Ooh. You can all please just stop saying this. Have you ever played Dark Souls 3? There's nearly no scenario or predicament in that game that doesn't involve you fighting off 3 or more enemies. Dogs that chase you and teleport, annoying parasite-infested hollows, birds, bats, ghouls, the deacons. Okay, so bye-bye. Write that point down on a piece of paper, light a bonfire, and throw it in there. Maybe your intelligence will increase. Anyway, the reason DS2 is no good is because boss easy. Maybe it's a little long. It's a bit jank, sure, but these games are all jank. And if DS2's main game had great bosses, you'd all be singing a different tune, and that's it. Okay? Anyway, so Nightrain is coming out, and aside from the mobile game tower defense title of this project, it seems fine, I guess. I understand the curiosity of what a roguelike by FromSoft would feel like to play. I do very much like the idea of the 3-day cycle that contains each run. And even though it's been described many times pretty thoroughly, I can't really wrap my head around what the micro progression during each run will feel like, how it's going to be paced. Although I think it's safe to say your biggest and most significant upgrades will be gained by felling the game's bosses. Oh, and of course, upon the mention of the game's bosses, we have to discuss Nameless King, right? That's not an overrated, goofy-looking guy on a bird or anything. I care about Nameless King, guys, I swear. I was aghast at his appearance and wondered what lore implications this could have on the overall experience. This is all true. I would never lie to you. My first problem with this game is why Limgrave? I'm not only sick of Limgrave, but also it's not a cool area. There is Stormvale Castle, which is very cool, but will likely not be in the game if I had to guess. And there's that swamp where the dragon comes down, and that's it? What else of note is in Limgrave? Weeping Peninsula doesn't count as a part of that, right? Will Vare be in it? Do maidens matter? Do we cut our own finger off in this game? There's no torrent. Acquirement of whom, outside of the castle, is literally the only thing that happens in Limgrave, related to the main quest. Could it be that this was just the easiest thing to recycle and use, because it was the first area they finished during development of the original game? Because nothing in this game is built on original content or ideas? Huh? Also, I really do not like the idea of flying through the air on a hang glider in the context of the Elden Ring world. That is a Breath of the Wild thing. If anything, I would much rather they had lifted the shield surfing mechanic from Breath of the Wild, because that would make sense if you could run 60 miles per hour like the characters in Nightrain apparently can. By the way, how fucking stupid was it that shield surfing made your shield take durability damage in Breath of the Wild? I swear it's like they did not want you to have any fun in that game. Hey, want to scour the largest map in any game ever as Link, one of the most beloved characters in all of gaming? Yeah, you do? Great. Okay, go ahead. What's that? Will you find any cool rewards? Yes. What are they? Well, it's best if you go look for yourself. We wouldn't want to spoil the surprise for you. Anyway, flying around on a hang glider in Elden Ring is stupid. Dropping in like Fortnite to start a new run is not necessary. And while I actually do like the idea of the playable area shrinking to lead you to a penultimate moment for each day, that's actually a great idea. It is not an original idea. I'm not saying these mechanics will make the game bad or even that they won't be fun. I'm just saying I don't like that they're going to be included, okay? Don't argue with me. Also, why are we glazing over the fact that things that do not exist in this universe or canon are present in this game? Why is Nameless King in this game? Firekeeper maidens, centipede demon, great choice, by the way, there. These are things from Dark Souls, not Elden Ring. If we're just putting anything from anything into this game, shouldn't it not have the Elden Ring moniker? Isn't it lazy? And perish the thought, cashing in? I love that Miyazaki wants to allow his younger proteges to shine and do whatever they want. That's actually something I'm 100% behind. Even though selfishly I'd prefer him to direct all of their games forever. But damn, did he mean that literally? Imagine you've created masterpieces, marquee moments in gaming culture, like the Dark Souls series, Sekiro, Elden Ring, and then some younger guy who works for you just rips them all up into pieces and pastes them together and calls it Elden Ring. That's kind of fucking wild. Hang on. For real, though, I want you to picture this. Imagine Square Enix released a Final Fantasy side story, as they do, and Chrono Trigger characters start appearing in it. That's probably a bad example because I'm sure people would love that. But it would definitely feel out of place unless they were special unlockable characters that really didn't affect the game or the story. I want you to remember something here. FromSoftware's games are going to be the canon that young gamers look back on in the future and enjoy fond nostalgic memories, like gamers my age do with SNES RPGs, the Legend of Zelda series, and countless other IPs from that time period. Mashing up whomever from whatever and titling the game Elden Ring seems like no big deal, but it kinda is. Now, before you start telling me about Ergies or Smash Brothers or Heroes of the Storm, some kind of crossover universe game, don't forget these are designed to be just that. They aren't called Super Mario Brothers Smash Brothers or World of Warcraft Heroes of the Storm. They're separate projects with clear messaging and are made largely for fun and do not do anything to tamper with the integrity of the subject material. So it's different. One thing I will say about this point, however, is if it turns out Dark Souls and Elden Ring actually are set in the same universe, that'd be pretty fucking sick. And I'm on board for that. I'd like a better reason for it other than we wanted Nameless King in this game, but I'll take it. I have one more problem with this game, and that is the fact that it will be based around multiplayer combat. If you are someone who has played a great deal of online multiplayer games, as I have, I think we can agree that there is a strong chance that highly challenging combat that has to be executed by coordinating with 3 other random people you've been matched with over the internet is not likely to be a fun experience. Have you ever played a MOBA game where someone got irritated 3 minutes into the match and then they won't quit the match? They throw the game for you. Those matches can last up to a half an hour. This singular problem is what made me stop playing MOBAs entirely. I couldn't deal with the frustration of people not trying, or worse, actively sabotaging the game for me and my team. In a game where you cannot accomplish your goal without the active effort and participation of all party members, you run this risk. I'm not thrilled about that prospect. Now, with all that said, and taking into account how dumb and toxic the FromSoftware fanbase can be in the context of the discussions surrounding the games, I will extend an olive branch by saying, in the context of the actual games, I don't think I've ever met anyone who wasn't friendly, willing to help, and dare I say, straight up cool about lending a hand and doing so earnestly and with patience. Ultimately, I think that aspect of the community may very well make all of these gripes I've mentioned seem minimal or even moot. Believe it or not, I'd love to be wrong entirely about this game. I love roguelikes, I love FromSoftware, and the possibility of these two things coming together in a glorious union, much like Miquella and Radahn's incestuous love, is a possibility that is very attractive to me, much like Radahn is to Miquella amidst their incestuous love. Now then, what do you think, dear viewer? Will Elden Ring's new project reign supreme? Or will it forget to pick up Havel's ring and buckle under its own weight? Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is One Track Mind. You can follow me on IG, Twitch, and Twitter at One Track Mind TV. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye. And dare I say, straight up cool about lending a hand.